I listened to a lot of psychedelic rock the whole time I was writing the screenplay.
There.
How did you become a doctor?
Study and practice, years of it.
Awesome first movie for Doctor Strange.
Thank you.
I was especially flabbergasted by the visual aspect.
Yeah.
So I'm interested, what are your inspirations for the visual side? Did you look for particular comics or movies while shooting Doctor Strange?
I mean, yeah, the original Stan Lee, Steve Ditko comics are the primary inspiration, for sure. You know, there's a lot of imagery in the movie taken directly from that Ditko artwork. I looked at a lot of, 20th century art, Escher and Dali and all the usual suspects, a lot of contemporary surrealist photography, whatever psychedelic 60s art and music. I listened to a lot of psychedelic rock the whole time I was writing the screenplay. So, I was trying to tap into that mind-trippy 60s weirdness and update it to present day.
Do you already have sequel ideas now that you've established Doctor Strange with the origin story? Do you have something in mind what to do next?
Yeah, I do, but that's something to be discussed later. We'll see. We'll see how this one turns out first in terms of box office, and then we'll see about a sequel.
There are some slight changes to some of the characters, for example, the Ancient One and Mordo, and Wong as well. How do those changes get decided?
I mean, Marvel's never overly slavish to the comics. It's always a general attitude of take what's best from the comics, but if there's something you can do to make it better, if there's something you can do to make it a better movie, do it. And in the case of the casting, there were some aspects of the comics that were bad racial stereotypes from the 60s. There were some aspects that felt a little dry and not interesting, and we just were always trying to cast it in such a way that it was a good, diverse movie. I think diversity is a responsibility for directors and producers, but to also just create the best possible cast of characters.
You did avoid the typical blockbuster finish. Was that one of the biggest challenge for a Marvel movie?
Yeah, it was for me. I'm a fan like everybody else who felt like I couldn't watch another movie with a big, massive fight scene where you're tearing up a city. So instead, we have a fight scene where we're undestroying a city, and instead of trying to stop the portal from closing, the dimensional opening is there, and the character goes through it into what for me effectively is a boss fight, but a boss fight against an unbeatable opponent. And so it's not a fight scene, and Doctor Strange beats him with a dimensional reality instead of and his own cleverness instead of power.
The TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sometimes does crossovers with those movies. Do you think there's anything planned with Doctor Strange?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no say in that.
Do you have any fun DVD extras planned? Because we've seen for Civil War, for example, there was this Thor one, or there were some short stories. Do you have anything planned?
I mean, I know that they're using some of our footage that was not used, but there's not a lot of it. Most of what we shot is in the movie, and I did a DVD commentary for it, so I know that's in there. But I think there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. They shot a lot of material while we were shooting behind the scenes, so I would expect a lot of that.
What was your favorite aspect working on that movie?
We're honestly working with the actors. It's very rare for any filmmaker to get to work with a cast as good as this cast. And my favorite experience was the individual private conversations that Strange has throughout the movie. His argument and fight scene with Rachel McAdams, meeting the Ancient One for the first time, that argument and discussion, Mads Mikkelsen laying out his ideas and his philosophy to Strange, and then the final scene between Strange and the Ancient One. Those are my favorite scenes, and all the spectacle and all the mind trippiness is nothing if it's not in the service of really good characters. And watching those good character moments play out on set was the most enjoyable part.
I hope it does very well.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Doctor Strange. You think you know how the world works? What if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything does. Not everything has to. Through the mystic arts, we harness energy and shape reality. We travel great distances in an instant.